Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord, a Let's Play tutorial series. Here's the series settings that you all voted on before this series started. So, picking up where we left off, we have the Battanians sieging Veron Castle. This is where we left off. Sturgia basically doesn't exist anymore. They failed to defend themselves, and I'm the last bastion that is about to abandon them. Just a few things I wanted to say beforehand. Yes, I forgot to feed the armies of my companions, and that is my fault. One of the reasons why, or the only reason why I can't disband my army right now, is because I currently am in a Sturgian army. But if I hit disband, I can then leave the kingdom, keep all my holdings. As you can see, Battania is no longer at war with me because I am not Sturgian anymore. And Sturgia, or Sturgians, declared war on me, whatever they are. I don't even know anymore. Alright, so now that I've disbanded that, I am going to pull all of the troops from my companions and just take them all for myself. Okay, here we are. And for can disband that party. There we are. Okay, and then the next thing I'm going to do is Silas. Let's talk to you. Inspect your troops as well. Take them all. I don't have room for every of them. I will be over limit, that's fine. Because I'm happen to be right next to my own castle. Alright, so there, Can is disbanding. Now Silas is disbanding. And I'm going to ride into Veron Castle and garrison up the troops I don't need. So I will garrison up. How many do I have over limit? Okay, I've garrisoned all of my recruits. That's a good start. Just taking a look to make sure I didn't have any non-Vlandians, which I do not. Alright, and I'm going to wait here for some time in order to bring Can and... there they are. Take care of the party, take care of the party. Alright, managing my castle. As you can see, I've depleted my reserves. All of the money I made from sort of my war exploits are gone, more or less. But that's fine. So we are at war with Sturgia. What I plan on doing with that is, okay, yeah, let's go fight some Sturgians. That sounds good to me. Okay, so we did have Bash level up and have a free focus point. I'm gonna add it to his riding, and someone else had that as well. Silas. Okay, Silas, you already ride pretty well. I'm gonna add it to your stewardship so that you can command more troops. Let's just make sure that all the prisoners I have should be ransomed. Yes. Every single one is either Sturgian or Battanian. So, we'll ransom them all. Taking a look at my food. So, we did get into some fights here. We didn't get any, like, unbelievably good rewards or whatever. Oh, I also wanted to mention one other thing. That, the majority of the talents in this game are not implemented. Yep. So, for instance, the bow perk that I... that's a lot of money. Let me make sure that I do want to part with all this. The bow perk that I unlocked doesn't do anything, but nor does the other one that I passed up. I will, in the... or rather the top comment, I'll pin it. For this episode, I will put sort of a list, a website that logs all of the non-working perks so that you can know for yourself. But the too long didn't look or read is most of the melee perks are included, and then a lot of the hold on, let me just show you. So if you take a look at your perk tree, most of these vigor perks are incorporated in some way or another. Most of them, not all of them. And most of the social are as well, and pretty much nothing else. Pretty much nothing else. Just to put that in perspective. All right, so now that we've got a fair bit of food, another thing I wanted to do is to shop around for some weapons. I've been weapon shopping, and now that I'm not at war with Britannia, I can go back to shopping without having to be murdered for it. One of the things that I wanted to also say is that you can walk around the grounds of the towns to find better deals, but I didn't want to waste time doing that. It is a little bit of a time sink, but that's another way to get good weapons. Man, everywhere I check, there is an arena fight. Oof, one of the bandit lords here is named Dogface. That, I can't be all that friendly, right? It's a pretty brutal nickname. But if I was to take a walk around the town center, I'll just demonstrate that, because I haven't done a lot of that. The towns, I wouldn't say necessarily feel all that alive, so there isn't a ton of reason to do it. Another thing is I don't have a lot of civilian clothes. So my equipment here as a civilian, oops, I didn't mean to hit that, is just like a little mace that I've got. So let's say I want to have him take me to the tanner. I mean, I can just hold left alt and see where the tanner is, I guess. Now, there's another thing that you could do is invest in workshops in a town. Now, I've held out doing this because I want to invest in ones where I am the territory owner and not invest into workshops or caravans for that matter, because I could create a caravan here. But only when I own the town. But it is a very good way to make a sizable amount of money. So I just wanted to throw that out there. If you're having trouble gaining territory like I have, you could always go the way of making your money by investing in caravans when you're not at war, and investing in workshops. Now, it used to be, and I say this like it was some long time ago, but it was really only like a month ago, that workshops were bugged and would make just ridiculous, insane, broken amounts of money, to the point where actually it would blow up your entire save game file, because any town that had workshops ended up getting so much money because it like compounded, that what ended up happening was territories were devalued and everybody had like infinite money. It was very strange. It was very, very, very strange. So I'm glad those bugs have been fixed. The trouble with those bugs, of course, is if you were playing with those bugs when they were around, they probably nuked your save game file, because what ended up happening is you would make so much ridiculous stacks of cash that each kingdom had like infinite resources, which had some pretty laughable and negative ramifications. So this is where Sturgia used to be. If I go to the Kingdom tab, or I guess I don't even have access to a Kingdom tab now, but if I go to the Encyclopedia, I can see that Ragnvad is still at war with Lake Rats, Britannia, and me. Not that I mind, because I don't know what of them there is left. I would say that the developers have a little bit of work to do to make it so that Sturgia is defensible. I've heard from some of you that in your own saves, Sturgia doesn't fall quite like this. They don't instant collapse. But in my experience, they do. And in my games, they have. I've played a few of these, and each time Sturgia just disappears pretty soundly and pretty quickly. So, that's just my 2 cents. So let's go to the Encyclopedia. Ragnvad, last seen at Varvanovopol. So let's head over to the Varvanovopol. I just accepted a Chastened of the Britannians ransomed and made some money from that. Oh, look. Caladog's up here. Caladog is the leader of Britannia. He's up here just, like, crushing what is left. So, really, up here, it's Britannia versus, Oh, weird. I guess they took, Vladiv Castle. It's Britannia versus, Khuzait. I'm mostly up here, Oh, hi, Ragnvad. Oh, good. You actually have a real army. So I came up here for exactly this purpose. I wanted to have a big fight. Yep.
Archers! Everyone! To me!
Alright, so Sturgia famously doesn't really use a lot of horses. They have a few here. So I've set myself up so that my crossbowmen can shoot more easily. Are these all like horse bandits? Yeah, they must be. You'll eat no such liver. Just a bunch of horse raiders. Now what I really want to do is take down Ragnvad, because he would have a pretty good amount of
Everyone! Sardo's in charge!
Pretty good amount of loot on him, being the sovereign of a was once, I guess, a kingdom, not so much anymore. Now, their throwing weapons do a lot of damage, but they don't have a lot of ammunition. So that would be the downfall of a sustained ranged fight. Sturgia just can't keep the pressure up because they'll just simply run out of munitions. But their horse raiders doing a pretty good job of harassing, so I'm just going to focus on trying to clear out some horse raiders here, so they have fewer to harangue my own troops. The balance of power bar up top is a little confusing, given that it's all blue. Sturgia is the same blue shade that I am. Oh, did I interrupt you? I got that guy killed just because I stopped his horse. Alright, well, they're fleeing, but you know the deal. This in no way means I'm done. I'm not done. You can run to the woods, but I will follow. Terrain is not conducive to easy peasant smashing. And this is how I felt about Sturgia not coming to the aid of Vlandian Castle and then declaring war on me when I decided to keep it. If Sturgia wants to celebrate their weakness, sure. But I am going to maximize my experience by smushing their troops. Alright, so I lost 32 soldiers, but I had a good amount level up. And got a whole lot of renown for that fight. Oh! Yeah, you know what? You are my prisoner. Screw you, dude. Okay, so tons and tons of prisoners here that I captured. No full stacks of... Oh, well, these guys were ready to go. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cherry pick their prisoners and grab the highest level ones because they're obviously the ones that ransom for the most. How many prisoners do I have? Okay, I have some more capacity. That's good. Okay, I'm a little bit over capacity. You know what? This happened. Give me them all. I know I'm over limit, but I'm literally right next to a town. Alright, now the big question is, did I get anything? I got some mailmen. No, I really didn't get anything super, super nice from the battle itself. But here I am, arriving in Varvanovopol. I'm going to go to the Tavern District and choose the prisoners to be ransomed. I'm going to ransom all but Ragenvad. Get my money. And let's go do a trade where for weapons, none of these are worth it. For ranged, wow, this large bag of barbed arrows is not a large amount of arrows. Are any of these good? Rusty mail mittens at 23 armor. Is that better for someone? Yeah, that will be better for someone. So, I'm just making sure that I'm equipping the best stuff I can. Slight improvements here. So if anyone has 19 or under boots, I've got boots for them, but I don't think that's true anymore. Yep. Richard is at 19. So is Talon, but everyone's boots is better. Okay. So if that's the case, sell the remainder of this stuff. Varvanovopol barely has enough money to cover this. Barely, barely, barely. What I could do is buy some food from you all. Oh, I am at over capacity. Let me sell off a little bit of the grain. Okay, done. Huge trade. I actually gained a little skill point in trade because that was such a huge trade. Okay, so now, how is my... Ooh, pretty good renown, pretty good renown. That's why I came up here. I'm probably going to need to head on back to Veron Castle or to Vlandian's territory to recruit some. So I'm pretty hurt as far as hurt goes. I'm not entirely sure who is even left to fight in Sturgia. But if there's anyone left, we'll find them. Now, I think Veron Castle's money that it is making is greatly decreased because the villages it's tied to were raided. So right now, that castle's not really paying for itself. Well, I mean, it's paying a little bit of money, but it's not helping to pay for my army that much. But that's okay, because it just made a huge bulk. And there we go. Prindor of the Battanians was just ransomed off for 2,600. He was, of course, a prisoner of either Can or Silas, and he got ransomed. I could choose to ransom off Ragnvad myself, but I'd rather just wait and make him sweat a little, you know? Actually, no, I'm going to choose to ransom him off, and I'll explain why. I'm choosing to ransom him off because it will give him the option of forming another army, which I can kill for experience and renown. So, at this point, I want Sturgia to have forces so I can kill them with those forces. Little strange, yes, but that's just survival of the fittest, I suppose. Okay, so I'm just bouncing from town to town looking for, different or better weapons. And then I'm going to make my way to Vlandia to add to my numbers so that I can go headhunting. Now, in the case that I can't really find a large enough Sturgian army to fight, I suppose I will sign up as a vassal for someone else that I am okay to betray. Now, the reason I signed up with Sturgia is if I left the kingdom and kept my holdings, it's no big deal because I was really never intending to be their ally anyway. Not long term, at least. I just thought that they would be in the running a little bit longer. I didn't think they'd go extinct so quick. But I wouldn't want to do that to Vlandia, because if I did that to Vlandia, they'd all hate me. Now, if I relinquished my holdings, basically what would have happened if I relinquished my holdings would be that it would become Sturgian. Ragnvad would have claimed it for himself, almost certainly, because there's really no one else in his kingdom anymore. He's a kingdom of one. And, nearly immediately, Britannia would have taken it, and he'd end up with nothing. So, yeah. I mean, it wouldn't even make sense for me to relinquish it. It would just be giving it to Britannia. Holy moly, the bandits in this area are mad. So here's one of the other things I want to do. I'm going to, rather than wait for the entire stack, upgrade some guys now, and then I'll work on training up the individuals. I suppose I also need to make Silas and Can part of the group, and then also perhaps give them heavy cavalry designation. Cavalry. So that they, when I want to issue them an order individually, they can. And then I'm going to give the Vlandian recruits just light cav designation, because if I hit a small... Oh, wow. It is crawling. I mean, look at this. All right, let's try to fight a group of Sea Raiders. What's inevitably going to happen is a ton of them... Oh, no, I guess not too many. I thought like a whole big cluster of them would then glom onto one big battle, but they didn't come to each other's aid.
Infantry! Sergeant! Infantry! Sergeants, take charge!
Alright, so I'm sending my recruits out and my companions out. The companions to soften them up, and the recruits to gain whatever experience they can gain. I don't like fighting the Sea Raiders, though. Their throwing spears can really do some damage.
Soldier! Footmen! Footmen! Soldiers! Sergeants, take command!
I'm actually going to tell all of them to attack. Because I think the recruits are going to not do so well here. The plus side of fighting Sea Raiders, their loot tables, you know, the rewards you get for killing them, far greater than just regular old looters, because they are actually decently equipped. You know, a looter's going to give you, like, clubs and pitchforks, whereas Sea Raiders, as I'll show you in just a second here, will actually offer up some, you know, like a 600 valued northern throwing axe, way better than the crappy clubs that a looter might have. And also, I believe they're worth more renown.
Soldiers! Take over command!
Alright, so I'm just basically telling my guys, no holds barred, go after them.
Soldiers! Riders! Keep troops! Infantry! Footmen! Follow me!
Alright, I'm telling my cavalry not to go just yet.
Infantry! Everyone!
Just so that my,
Follow your sergeants!
there we go. I wanted my crossbowmen to soften them up a little bit. Ow. Hello, hillmen and Sea Raiders. No, don't you poke my horse. You're so dead.
Die, dog!
Alright. Only lost one. But the experience, going to be worth it. And then, of course, I can ransom off these brigands and Sea Raiders, which are also worth more than the looters. Okay. Turby. Let's head to Turby. I don't see large enough stacks to make it worth it at the moment. I would not want to be one of the village elders in this area, as it's just so choked full of sea raiders. Alright, this stack might be worth our trip. And they got a few backup. Good. Some mountain bandits.
Ride, everyone! Sergeants, cavalry! Bowmen! Horsemen! With me! Footmen! Soldiers! Stay close! Footmen! Give 'em hell!
I'm just trying to keep my own cavalry from fools rushing in by themselves until there's some sort of backup. You're already gone. But the my companions can go in wherever they want. Ooh, I'm real hurt. Let me just keep riding away from that nonsense. Bunch of sea raiders just actually walloped my Vlandian knights. Because I didn't time the cav rush coordinated with a infantry charge well. Oops. Didn't mean to kill your horse, sorry. And you could also probably have noticed that the sea raiders don't retreat. Yeah, I lost 2 knights. The sea raiders don't retreat as readily as the looters, right? The looters, you kill like half of them and they're already like turned and sprinting for the hills. Sea raiders usually stick around until the battle's nearly, you know, everybody's nearly dead because they have higher morale. Oh, Vidar. Hi, Vidar. Hello, hello. I'm going to quickly ransom off my troops here and sell my stuff so I could be a little bit lighter weight. Yeah, give me some saddle horses. Alright, I do believe these rusty boots are good to be good for you. There we are. And then I think the rest of the armor I have here is not. Done. So Vidar is Sturgian, and we are going to chase him. I actually want to just pursue him for now. We're faster, but I want to heal personally, because I'm at 45%. And he can't... Well, we outrun him, so he can't leave. I'm just literally adding to my number. Hi. I betrayed your daddy. Mostly because he was worthless and useless. What are you going to do about it? I'm probably freaking him out. I keep following him, but he can't get away from me. As I ride faster. Alright, well that 38 stack of sea raiders is also pretty tasty. So let me just, oh, looks like Vlandia is gonna hit Vidar. I shouldn't have toyed with him, because now I'm gonna have to share the renown with this Vlandian Aldrich. Oh, I don't have sound anymore. Okay. So let's see if I can't headhunt specifically Vidar. I see him on his horse over there. I want to be the one to take him down. Gotta avoid the javelin throwers, though. are you just... No, you are Vidar. I was wondering if he was just a brigand. Oh, bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Coward. Oh, you aren't fleeing. From first examination, I really thought those guys were retreating, but they were just repositioning. Should have been retreating. If I could hit you, jeez. Now the rest of them are all fleeing off the map. Oop, that was a Vlandian recruit. I could have knocked him out and recruited him myself. Oh well. Oh no, more Vlandians. Well, I guess what Vidar was doing, because Sturgia no longer exists, is he was in Vlandian territory trying to... He probably didn't even recruit these guys. He probably forced a village to hand over recruits as a raid action, I'd guess. I could be wrong about that. But let's take a look. Ooh, we're getting very close. Very, very close indeed. Alright, well, I am going to have to... I didn't get any nice spoils for taking down Vidar. I wasn't offered that. I wasn't even offered him... Despite the fact that I was the one to knock him out, I was not the one to capture him either, which is a bit of a bummer. But one thing I could do, if I want to find Sturgian armies, is... try to find... Alright, looks like they're around Varvanovopol. That's where his relatives, Ragnvald's relatives, are. Because your own clan can never betray your own clan. Like my own companions will never go against me. I mean, they might accidentally shoot me with an arrow or something, but they'll never betray me. Your vassals can, but your family cannot. So we are full up. I think what I'm going to do, because I think the next fight I'm going to have is likely going to be a big one, I'm just going to upgrade everybody here. That can be upgraded. Okay. So let's head over to Varvanovopol and try to find some additional Sturgians. If there are large stacks of looters, probably 25 plus or so, maybe I will fight them. Alright, Golarin and Veron are now back making money. Not like they were. They need a little bit more time to recoup after being raided, but they're back a little bit, which is good. Wow, that is a really large party for a mercenary. It's not uncommon for a high-ranking noble like Lucian here to have a huge amount of troops, but mercenaries tend not to have a lot of stewardship. Additionally, when you belong to a kingdom, there's a lot of policies that you can pass to make you able to have larger armies. Oh yeah, here's a group worthy of hitting. Which means if I be when not if, but when I become a queen,
Infantry! Soldiers!
I will be able to have
Footmen! Footmen! Soldiers! Sergeants! Yeah!
a pretty like right now my limit's what, 137. Once I become a queen and I set some policies in motion, I bet I could have upwards of like 150, 180, somewhere in that range, just from the policy differences. You know, making myself more of a warlord. Oops, I totally just accidentally shot a teammate. You guys already fleeing? And that was at a teammate too. I need to stop doing that. I would not want to be these looters right now. It's not going well for them. Good enough. I don't even want them as prisoners. So I probably won't quite make my target of Clan Tier 4 this episode, but we got pretty close. And we did manage to keep Veron, which is... oh my god, Caladog. What an army! I can now see why Sturgia died so quick. Kingdoms. Sturgia. Whoop, they're at war with Vlandia too. I guess I already knew that. So we smushed Vidar. He's near Rhadamant Castle. Where is Rhadamant Castle? Oh wow, he's back over in Vlandian territory. But that was 3 days ago. That might have actually been when we killed him. Or when we captured him, I should say. Not me, the Vlandian captured him. Cutting in there. Oh, my stewardship hit another milestone. Again, the perks haven't really been implemented. A lot of them, a huge percentage of them have not been implemented. So it's likely that, yeah. Well, we could be able to tell this one. So that perk was, I have a larger army size for every fief I own. I was at 137, 138 just because I leveled up in stewardship, makes sense. And then as you can see, this perk that I just unlocked, because I own a fief, did not work. My party size is not larger. It has remained the same. There's just a hideout here. Oh, I have to wait until night. Forget that. It's a pretty easy snipe of a hideout. So, what I really need to do is to hunt the remainder. So you're near... okay, so there is a Sturgian around this town here, according to the encyclopedia. According to rumor, is how I should put it. And I've made an enemy of Sturgia, so they've made an enemy of me. But I don't see him anywhere. All right, let's check out some others. Simir and Mimir. Oh, you're near Sagrat. I don't know why they're down there. Golerin, Varvanovopol. Alright, so they're hanging around here. I just haven't spotted them yet, I think is really what it comes down to. The other thing I should be keeping an eye out for is Vlandia. Let's check on Vlandia right now. So they are at war with Northern Empire. So it's possible, I don't think it's all that likely, but it's possible that they'll have a castle or town fall that I could scoop up by declaring war on the Northern Empire. I mean, it wouldn't be that easy, but it might be worth it. Gotta say, I haven't really seen any Sturgians around here. I've been looking. Oh, actually, let me get rid of some of those looter items that I did not want. Well, I think the plan is, because I'm just about out of time, that next episode I'm just going to try to gain renown, because I am, let's see, I am 30, only 30 away. I'm going to try to gain renown however I can, you know, whether it be headhunting looters or arena fights, just to get me across the finish line. I don't really care how glamorous it is. I mean, ideally it would be fighting some sort of Sturgian army and taking, you know, taking on like a large number or whatever. But I've got to say I haven't found any Sturgians, and I've been trying to hunt them down. Looks like Ragnvad himself is just massively in the corner of Khuzait land. It's possible what they're doing is they're going and trying to recruit as many recruits as they can, and you'll have the Sturgian king with an army full of Khuzaites. I mean, sure, you know, money pays, I get it. But yeah, I don't so much have time to hunt down the remainder of Sturgia, because there unless you execute them. And there is an execution option when you have someone as prisoner. You can choose to execute them. It's a... I'm supposed to be chaotic good in this series, so it's not an action I would take. But it is possible to sort of kill off a kingdom in that way, I suppose. It's just not a way I would do, because of the fact that I'm supposed to be chaotic good. And executing my enemies isn't exactly good. So the last thing I'll do is, Makeb, let's see what you got for trade. And then we'll have to pick up for another episode. Not much. Okay. I'm curious how Khuzaiti lances are compared to Vlandian ones, but a question for another time. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully, next episode, I'll cross the threshold for Clan Tier 4 and form my own kingdom. Or queendom, in my case. I'll catch you all later. Adios.